don't know. I'm not in my Sunday best or whatnot. No, don't change the channel. They wore stuff like these in the 1930s, except a lot use suspenders, you know. But it's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about the razor that I'm shaving with. This 1936 Schick injector razor. Reasons I want to do a shave video with that. I want to just let anyone know what essentially homeless people would have shaved with, or let well they didn't call them homeless people back then. They call them transients. They call them hobos. Now I know some people are gonna, you know, you know, like being in the negative. I'm just not in the mood for that shit today. I'm in the mood for a shave, and plus, anyone who would have shaved back then would also shave. Some of them would shave with just a bar soap like this. Now, this bar soap that I have is from Razor Emporium pre-shave soap. That means that, you know, and this is really the item. Um, this is what I'm using, the Barbasol, and I know it's not the same as it is in that other and that picture that I made my collage last night. But nonetheless, it's the same thing. But this one's for sensitive skin, which anyone who watches my shave channel knows I have sensitive skin. Anyways, I'm gonna do it like this. And variety for that, there's a reason for that. Now, first off, is this that red. And then, whoa. Now, the movies that are set in the 1930s are set in the backdrop of people having a clean shaved face, alongside the mobsters and the famous people, or the people who are the mid class who really work for a living. Outside of that group, not everybody was clean shaven back then, and a lot of those people are people from usually rural areas back then. Like, for example, what we call homeless today, back then was called hobos, called transients, and all that shit. But anyway, this is what they would have shaved back then. But and this is not really what the type that they would have had. This is a modern Barbasol, but nonetheless. Now, those of you who lived, I'm not saying in the 30s, because I don't know anybody that are alive from that period, except, Dick Van Dyke and all that. But outside of that, anyone who, maybe 90 years old, maybe close to 100 or whatever, now that you reshave with this bad boy here, they have the same formula. And you notice that I didn't shave with the brush, because this, during his exception, was known as brushless, basically. Anyways, let's get this bad boy here. And look, this I bought at an estate sale. And an old man who sold this to me said that his grandfather, this was his grandfather's razor, but he was never going to put use to it. I guess he, because he's shaving with his electric razor now or whatever. Look, I put the blade in, and now you could just get this and be able to put that thing. But I discovered, like, you see this? Anyways, let's hold the sides here and look, like this. You see how open that is? Yeah. And now this can, I can put back here. Oh, luckily I didn't cut myself. But anyways, let's get to this and let's see. Wow. Wow. That's a lot of hair that took off. Wow. So far, no cuts, no nicks, no tugging. Again, let's not speak too soon. I could see why people love this. And boom, if I had a choice between a cartridge razor and this, I'd rather choose this. It's economical. Plus, you can buy the modern blades for it, which that's what I did. You hear it? It's working. And I know some people are saying, oh, get a man's razor. This is a man's razor, doof. Well, anyone can actually shave with it, even, but this one's an old man's razor back in the 1930s. And now the case is actually an early 1950s gift set, but that person couldn't find that one, so he gave me this one from 1936, which basically the same thing, not much of a difference. Wow, it's a lot of hair. Whoa, definitely shave down like this. You don't want to go down and do more harm than what's worth. Wow. I like this. It's pretty cost effective. And this one I only paid for $3 for the whole thing. This is the new injector blade from Schick, 2016 version. Because the original injector did not have two air holes on it like the modern ones do. But it fits. I like this. And I like this because, like a cartridge razor, you can go fast and all that. And if I would, and let's say if I was a wandering person back in the 1930s, between a double wedge and this, I would choose this. No question about it. And now, all I have to do now, because I have to have moisture on my face. Now, to do this, might as well take the whole thing off. I mean, I wouldn't recommend normal circumstances, but but I guess what the hell, right? Now, well, now I'm gonna buy like the parts. Now this one I can, on the bottom I can just take off and then put the new one, because I want to restore this. Here we go. Some old words are lost. Now, we see movies, you know, it's like gangster movies from the 1930s, 1920s, 30s. Predominantly men are usually seen clean shaven. But far from the truth, not all of them were. A lot had scruff, like I do. The more example of a movie that's kind of close to the real thing, even though, again, it's based on fiction. So, Brother Rothal with George Clooney, you know that person, and you know that person that played Pete's cousin, who ultimately turned him into the bounty, who ultimately became a turncoat. You notice he had a scruffy face. So it shows some people were not super clean shaved. Some had like scruff like I did. Well, that was a lot of hair. Well, it's a lot of hair. I mean, wow. So far, so good. No cuts, nothing. I'm not using fancy creams. I'm just using what people would naturally shave. I mean, it's not fancy looking, no fancy gels, just using what it came naturally at that time. And yes, they used Barbasol a lot, or at least when they shaved. And it's easy that when you look at gangster movies, it pretty much shows predominantly of them to be clean shaven. Ultimately, not many people were. There's some that wore scruff like you saw that I had earlier. Wow. Wow. I like this. Wow. That is a lot of hair. And this razor was ironically given away free. Now, it didn't come with the case, so that one that you see there is from 1950. Of course, the 1936 handle like this, it's not that different from 1947 all the way till 1955. And they had the mid-century modern version, which was and I usually don't do 4 or 5 passes, three at the latest, but I mean, I usually do three at the latest because, my opinion, doing 3 passes are good, but sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone because, let's face it, sometimes you have to get out of that comfort zone because, here you go. Because the thing about this is, now, here you go. Yeah, it's singing. Here we go. Here you go. look. I can see now why the injector razors are kind of obsolete these days. Or, well, not obsolete, but why they lasted as long as they did. It does get a good shave, but getting a super smooth shave, it's gonna have to use a few strokes, and it's just, now I know I'm gonna get a comment like, you're not doing it right. You know, I can feel, just by feeling it, feels like I'm almost there. And you can tell. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Okay, we're done. Now, my exact opinion on this, I'm not exactly a fan, just my opinion, because this you need to really do more passes than you usually would do. Now, maybe if it's a couple of days growth, it's definitely good for that. But as far as an everyday shave, I still like my cartridge razors. But don't get me wrong. I still like this. It's really a good, amazing razor for almost being 100 years, which would be 100 years in the year 2036. So, so it's almost a century for it being a century. It worked good for its time. And I think the common flaws of this, I would just say the common flaws of this period is it's just that you know you know having to get more passes than you normally would do, which kind of like a double edged razor. You need more passes to to really get it done. But I mean, for the time though, I think the razor is very fantastic. I mean, it's never gonna be on my fave 5 list, but nonetheless, it does get what needs to be done. Anyways, I'm gonna do a quick cleanup, but of course, you guys don't have to see that. I'm gonna clean up everything, get it all situated and done, then get to eating my breakfast and get that over with. Now, as far as that razor, it was a good product for its time. I'm not saying anything hopeless, but I want to definitely take that apart and put new um things on there. But nonetheless, it does get the job done. I just want to say, every one of you have a fun, blessed rest of your day, and and if you like the Shave channel, subscribe. Means you do it for free. All you have to do is just click that thumbs up or click the subscribe button and give your exact opinion, your thumbs up or your thumbs down, whatever. Anyways, now if I was shaving in the 30s and I had to contend with this, I would choose that. I like the curvature tip to it. It's just me. But anyways, now the downside of that razor, oh yes, I did get a couple of cuts, but again, that's to be expected. And this one, you really have to push more than you're supposed to, which again, any razor, you just let the razor do its work. You don't, you're not taking nothing out, you're shaving. But because now you don't really need the Baby Bomb Smooth, but I need it. So, anyways, you guys have a fun, blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you whenever I see you, whether it's next week or whenever. Anyways, I'll see you guys, and you have a blessed rest of your day.